Hello everyone, welcome to yet another 2-Minute Tuesday. Today I want to talk about kind of piggybacking from the tip from last week where we learned about taking that header back to kind of the classic view, which was the way it worked before when you can modify the fields right on the spot. You don't have to open the flyout like it is today. So once again, just to refresh your memory, or if you didn't see last week's tip, this is how the out-of-the-box header works. You have to open this up if you want to edit the information within the fields that are in the header. But, I showed you last week how you can take it back to the classic way, which is the ability to modify the information right on the spot or right on the header without having to open that flyout. But that wasn't always the case in how it worked in Dynamics. Actually, before you can modify the information up there, just like the footer, the header was a read-only place. You can only add fields up there and make them read-only. You couldn't modify them whatsoever. That improvement was introduced later on. I believe it was in 2012, so about 8 years ago, in which you can now change the things on the header, back, again, 8 years ago. But before that, it was only read-only. Or maybe you're in a company where you say, look, I want to show information up here, but I don't want people to be able to edit it. And even if you do the tip that we saw last week, people will be able to edit that as long as they have, write permissions into this record. So let me show you how you can go either back 8 years ago or 10 years, or depending when you're watching this, or if you have the requirement of just showing the information, but you want them to be read-only. So let's start the countdown and let's go. So just like last week, we're going to navigate into our Power Apps Maker. I'm going to open the data section right here, go to tables. And then once again, you're going to look for the entity. You're going to modify it. In my case, I'm working with the account. We're going to navigate into the account form, and the form editor will pop up once again, just like last week. And I'm going to click on the header. Now, instead of turning off the first option, which is high density, I'm turning off show header flyout, but leaving the first option on. So I still want that high density kind of I guess collapse header, the kind of a small summarize, I don't know how to call it, smaller header, but I don't want the ability to be able to write to them. So I turn that off and hit publish to save my changes. And as soon as that's done, we're going to go check it out. Once again, this might take a few seconds depending on how much information you have. And just like last week, we're making a significant change. We're turning off a feature that is out of the box, which is that flyout, allowing us to modify the information in the header. It seems like it's done. So let's go back and hit F5 right here. Hopefully all the changes have synchronized at this point and published at this point, and perfect. There you go. So no more flyout button. I can no longer open that up and modify the information. As you can see, I'm clicking on it. I don't know if you can hear the clicking, but this is just read only. I cannot modify it. So if you want to, again, change the way the header works out of the box by preventing people from editing the information right on the header, whether it is via a flyout or whether it is by going back to the classic where they can do it directly on the header, that's how you do it. You turn off the flyout. And I hope you enjoyed the tip this week, and we'll see you next week.